Welcome to High5Wrestling. This is our first edition of Q&A. So, this is our Q&A number 1, and we finally hit 100 subscribers. Actually, we're at like, what, 110?
Yeah, that rough estimate, 110.
Yeah, so, we're going to go ahead and answer some questions and get this thing on the road. Okay, so question number 1 comes from Hello, Hiya. I like that name. If you were a pro wrestler, what would your gimmick/character be? Might go something like this.
Time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Yeah, that looks about right.
Yeah.
I like how that looked.
I like that too.
All right. Next question is from XX Full Defect XX. What do you think of Kurt Hawkins as a talent and not what WWE has made him to be? Well, look at you. I have no idea who that is.
Well, I gotta say Kurt Hawkins. I think he's a good young talent. There's Yoo-Hoo. I haven't really seen too much of him. I'm pretty sure he was in FCW. I've seen him against Trent Beretta a lot in Superstars, and I think that's who they kind of feud him with. Yeah. So that obviously they haven't booked him very well, but I think he's good. I think he's good at face. He's a good heel. I've seen him kind of as both in Superstars. I think he's
cool.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll be making a break into the real thing?
Yeah, hopefully he can break into the mid card if nothing else in 2012 and 2013 maybe.
Don't hold your breath with the booking.
Yeah. So don't hold your breath with him, but
all right.
He's talented.
I think that's the comment, right?
Yeah.
Next up is the Mad Scientist 7890.
Makes a lot of ROH videos. He's
really.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable. All these people up, right?
Oh yeah.
I think since a lot of people would say it's CM Punk with the shoot and changing the WWE, make it fun again, storyline failed. What would you say needs to happen for WWE to reach the greatness of the mid-late 90s again? I've seen a heel turn for WWE to buy out TNA. What do you think?
Well, I don't think buying TNA is going to fix anything. We saw kind of how the big flop with the invasion angle and the,
Well, to be fair, that
2000s.
was rushed due to injuries and
but
storylines being messed up due to injuries.
Yeah, you're never going to be able to get what TNA is now. I mean, even I give it hate all the time, but TNA is definitely a good company, and you're not going to be able to get the whole company over to WWE. You're not going to be able to do that, probably. So I don't think that's the solution. I don't think that turning Cena heel is going to fix it, though. That I'm hoping they do turn him heel. I think if you're going to have the greatness of the ¡90s, build characters, build storylines, and then
you just got to do one thing: bring back the hardcore title.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see some. Yeah, you just agreed with me until bring back the hardcore title. It'd be nice to see a match defended every week, or a title defended every week, and the 24/7 rule kept it exciting. You never knew who was going to come out and take on the person backstage, and then all of a sudden you had a title change in 2 minutes, and you move on to the next match. It doesn't really interrupt anything. Might even take away from some of Cena's face time that he always gets.
Well, okay. I think people say there's a really big difference in Superstars talent-wise then and there's now, but I don't think that is as big of a difference as the booking is. I think the booking is just terrible, so that's really what I think the problem is.
Okay.
So next question comes from IWO Show, and he makes some videos. Go check him out. He's a good guy. All right, and his question is: if Hogan versus Stone Cold would have actually happened, and I'm saying in 2004 to 2007. When it seemed like it was a remote possibility, who would have won, and how would you have booked the match? Go on, because I'm not an attitude era guy. I'm not the man with the knowledge about that. What's your favorite tip?
I would like to see them. I mean, if it was last match they would ever have, Iron Man match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Austin would have won 5 falls to 4 in the last 5 seconds by getting a pinfall off Hogan by giving him the stunner when he tried to do. I honestly don't remember what Hulk Hogan's specialty, finisher move was.
Leg drop.
Leg drop? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Steve Austin would do the stunner and then pin him with about 2 seconds left and win the match.
Yeah.
That's how I would book it.
I probably wouldn't book that match. I mean, because I don't want to take away from The Rock versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. I don't want to take away The Rock or not Rock, Randy Orton versus Hulk Hogan. I don't want to. And there's Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan, like SummerSlam 2005, I think. And so, all those Hulk Hogan matches, you don't want to, if you have too many of them, then, it's kind of just overbooked for Hulk Hogan. Devalues his, him losing like every single time. So, okay, so next question.
Where are we at? The for top one? That one? You didn't do the top one.
Yeah, we do.
Didn't we just do one by IWO show? Now you're messing it all up. Do you think it's the Undertaker's last WrestleMania, and who do you want Undertaker to face at WrestleMania from WWE JTW? Yes, it is Undertaker's last WrestleMania.
I would say it should be if it's
Unless
not.
he's going to come back for 6 years and make it 25-0.
Yeah.
It's a good place to end at 20-0. Who do I want to see? If I could pick anybody, or who do I want to see off the current roster? Because if I could pick anybody, it would be Undertaker, Stone Cold in a final match.
Yeah, that's who I was going to say, Undertaker versus Stone Cold, and I think that's doable. So if I could pick anyone, I think we can agree on Stone Cold. He's available, he's back in shape.
Yeah.
Bring him back for one last match for each of them.
It'd be a pretty cool match.
And maybe next year have Stone Cold versus CM Punk.
If he can pull that off,
CM Punk
knees
is the
and
Austin
the
of our
neck
generation.
surgery. Oh, shut up.
Just kidding. Just giving you a hard time.
No. If we had to pick from the current roster, what do you think?
I don't know. I think Sheamus would be a good
Sheamus
person.
would be a good.
I think
But that would make Undertaker heel.
I think maybe with Undertaker you don't have to do that, but I think maybe I don't want to see Shawn Michaels or Triple H again.
Cody Rhodes. I think that Cody Rhodes would be a good match.
I don't think they'd really have to book him differently than they are now. I would say Wade Barrett would be better than that. I would say Randy Orton would be pretty good for that too. But I mean, Cody Rhodes maybe down the line, but maybe not this year. I don't think.
Wade Barrett's not a champion. Cody Rhodes is.
But he's Wade Barrett.
So.
There's a difference between Wade Barrett and Cody Rhodes. I mean,
I'm sorry.
The believability.
Cody Rhodes fought against a world heavyweight champion on Raw, and Wade Barrett squashed Santino Marella. Yeah, there's a real difference there.
Yeah, but Daniel Bryan, I mean, it's not saying a lot. But
Daniel Bryan's better than Santino Marella.
All right. So,
one of them has the title, one doesn't. I mean, it's not that difficult to choose.
So the next question comes from Most Extreme Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
This comes from Chronix from Most Extreme Wrestling, another fellow YWC member. It's a great channel with him and his wife, so go check them out.
His wife, huh?
Yeah. So do you know when the last time a pile driver was performed in WWE? The last time I can recall was SummerSlam 2002.
Unless you're not counting the Tombstone pile driver, which Triple H did to Undertaker at last year's WrestleMania, then I don't know. But since it's called the Tombstone pile driver, or used to be, I'll take it as the last time I saw one was WrestleMania 2010.
Yeah.
When Triple H did the Undertaker's signature move, the Tombstone pile driver, and pinned him just like, even with the tongue out and all that.
Yeah, I would say, that's what I was going to say. Triple H did it.
It's an extremely dangerous move.
Yeah, you can really break someone's neck. And
Owen Hart did in 1997.
Yeah. So, next question comes from XX Hardcore Savior 19XX. So my question is, if you could book the whole Nexus angle, how would you guys have booked to make it better than it turned out to be?
The Nexus angle, I would not have included all rookies. I would have had an extreme heel lead 2 rookies and 1 newcomer that's been there, can get established.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to see a smaller faction, because this faction like that, either,
They were large, and they were all made of, people that hadn't really
been established in
Yeah.
any kind of role. And, I would have put some more titles with him, because, I mean, but, they booked Wade Barrett to be like this. They booked him really quickly, and they booked him strong. But I think I probably would have, if I could change anything about it, it'd probably just be that Wade Barrett would have won against John Cena and made Wade Barrett a main eventer and a more believable champion when he becomes champion. So
Well,
then
it also would have helped to
times.
have John Cena fired longer than like 3 days.
Yeah, that would probably help too. So next
What
question comes from another fellow YouTuber, one of our friends, Cream Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, as the 25th Royal Rumble approaches, do you guys still feel that the Royal Rumble match is still as unpredictable as it used to be / has been over the years? And, okay, so I've taken some time to think about this question for a little bit.
I didn't. I'm just going to give you my answer right now. Yes.
Well, I think, okay, I think it's unpredictable now. I mean, I don't think there's ever been like a pattern of it being predictable like when it first started or unpredictable. I think maybe when the first 2 or 3 years, it was kind of unpredictable. Like, I didn't think anyone expected, like, Hacksaw Jim Duggan to win. And so, as it progressed on, like, the third the third Royal Rumble and the fourth Royal Rumble, I think those are predictable because, like, it was Hulk Hogan both times, I think. Yeah, so, I mean, of course, he's going to win. But, and so as it kind of went on, it was more like main event guys. And so that's kind of, I kind of assume it's going to be at this point the main event. But last year, we saw Del Rio win. And that's unpredictable, but it's not the good kind of unpredictable. It's like, oh, why did he win? He's not booked properly. And so, but I would also say, like, okay, in the 90s, whenever Vince McMahon won in 99,
That was pretty funny.
I didn't like that. Like, that's
It's not like he took the title shot for himself. Come on.
But, man, I just don't, I don't, just like Booker, you don't like Booker TV in the matches now. I don't like Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble because that's, one of my favorite pay-per-views. So I would say, some examples of it being predictable is like John Cena in 2008. I knew that was going to happen.
When he came back from that torn pectoral muscle?
Yeah, like Hulk Hogan in 1990, 1991, The Rock in 2000. Like, I knew he was going to win 2000. So, and I go back and watch that now, and I'm thinking, oh, man, it's just, he's going to be in it, and he's like the main guy. Everyone wants to see The Rock. So, I don't really know that there's really a trend in it being predictable or unpredictable. Sometimes it's just, I think it's just random. Randomly, sometimes it's good predictable or bad predictable, and good unpredictable, bad unpredictable. So, hope that answers your question. Okay, next question comes from Swagger423. My question is, who is the best wrestler you can think off your mind? Also, where are you guys from?
Best wrestler off my mind out of everybody?
Yeah.
As much as I'm going to get hate for this, Chris Benoit. I liked him, he was pretty good on the mic, wrote some pretty good storylines, was a good heel and face, held numerous titles, had one of the most, one of the best moments in the WWE with Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania 20.
Yeah. Well, I agree, he's definitely one of the greatest I can think of. I wrote down a few that were off the top of my head at the time. So I think for maybe like the golden era in the 90s area, it was kind of like
Making me look bad.
Jake the Snake and Macho Man, like I felt like they were really great. And Ric Flair was really great.
Whoa!
He could put on a great show and wrestle, just as opposed to Hulk Hogan who goes out there and can wrestle like a 5-minute entertaining match, kind of like John Cena now. But when it comes to like Iron Man matches, man, John Cena's boring to watch. And so Ric Flair, he could really work a crowd for a whole hour or whatever, how long it took. I think Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart's a really good in-ring worker. And I think of people like in the Ruthless Aggression era, kind of. Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. And now people now, I would say CM Punk I think he's the best right now. I think Dolph Ziggler's really great in the ring. And I think Daniel Bryan's, I think he's a great technical wrestler. So I think those are some of the people. Well, that answers your question. But the next question comes.
Oh, no. Wait, we forgot the other part. We are not proud to admit that we're from Oklahoma.
I'm proud. I don't mind Oklahoma.
You're not proud. Why would you be proud of that?
It's okay.
No, it's not. Our state looks like a pan. Nothing ever happens here except
tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes and heat.
Right,
a lot of heat. Droughts.
I'll let you read this next question.
Hold on, I want to make sure we got everyone.
We got everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Zalothene. Sorry if I said that wrong.
I hope that's a
I
Pokemon.
can't see it. I don't know. I'm a purist. 150 or nothing.
What?
Yeah, the new ones suck. Oh, there's 800. So question: Would you rather WWE bring back old superstars or bring in new superstars with something similar to the new superstar initiative that Teddy Long had when he was ECW GM? Well, I mean, actually keep the new superstars this time. I have no idea what the new superstar. See, we're at an impasse here because I don't know what the new superstar initiative is. But when they brought in Jericho last night, it was one of the biggest flops ever. I mean, it was terrible.
Well, I mean, you could. It's really just about booking, I think, because like you said, we can have Chris Jericho come back and he's a legend, and it can be a flop. But I mean, eventually it's going to be have a payoff, hopefully. But
we hope. I mean,
but then I would also say the NXT storyline is kind of a failure because the conclusion was Wade Barrett losing and the title, and then John Cena getting fired or something like that, and then he comes back the next week, and so I wouldn't consider that a success. And then randomly the new Nexus, and then they break up, and there's
CM Punk was part of the new Nexus or something.
The new Nexus, and they never explain it, and then so. It
was kind of like Hunico coming out on that bike last SmackDown with that other guy. This is my old. We're taking over WWE. SmackDown.
I would say probably just do a little bit of both and keep bringing in new stars. We have people in FCW that are, they could be great in 5 years, like Claudio Castagnoli, Seth Rollins.
Wait that long.
Seth Rollins is really good talent. I actually think Richie Steamboat can be good. A lot of people that are in the low card right now, like Trent Beretta, like Kurt Hawkins, they could eventually rise up. So, keep bringing in new stars, obviously, but, I think it's just really about booking. I think just book them correctly. And
they won't. This is WWE. They won't do it.
Well, hopefully it'll change. The next question comes from Lethal Weapon 14. Top 5 favorite match stipulations.
All right. Number 5, Iron Man. Number 4, cage match. Number 3, street fight. Number 2, Falls Count Anywhere. Yes, they are different. Because in Falls Count Anywhere, they're more likely to actually go out in somewhere else. Okay. Number 1, Hell in a Cell.
All right. Well, I would say number 5 for me is a ladder match for the championship. Now, I'm not saying Money in the Bank.
Those take so long.
I'm not saying Money in the Bank because I just think they're entertaining. You've had some, one of my favorite matches was Scott Hall versus Shawn Michaels in that ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Such a great match. All right, so another match I would say Hell in a Cell. It's classic WWF. Mankind,
Undertaker, and Survivor Series.
Yeah, so
is it Survivor Series? I don't want to look like an idiot here.
We'll just say Survivor
Series.
Okay. The next one was Iron Man match because it's just fun to watch. It's not fun to watch when John Cena's in the Iron Man match.
There was a John Cena Iron Man match.
Oh yeah. So the number 2, I would say just not any, but most elimination matches. But that's a
Royal Rumble Battle Royale. Pin to eliminate? No,
what I'm saying tag team elimination matches. I really enjoy those. Elimination chamber matches.
That one's not used very much anymore.
Just anything where there's a pin and they get eliminated and it comes down to so many superstars. I really like that. My favorite match of all, I didn't say the Rumble because that's my favorite, but any Rumble match I just love. It's honestly Royal Rumble is my favorite pay-per-view. So. Just anything.
I seriously thought you were going to involve the Divas, so I'm just glad you picked a serious match.
Bras and Panties is definitely a runners-up.
No attractive Divas left. Do it with a knockout.
Well, since Layla's gone, it's kind of not as good.
She wasn't attractive in the first place.
All right, so next question comes from Galaxy ZQT. ZQT? WWE in the next 5 to 10 years. Go. Layla. Dolph Ziggler. Wade Barrett, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, Wade Barrett, Layla, CM Punk, and Dolph Ziggler. Go ahead.
So is that the order they're going to get to plow Layla and then make her have children? No.
Too far.
Anyway, 5 to 10 years? I say within 10 years they won't exist, especially if they continue on this road of bad ratings, bad booking. Eventually the fans are going to catch on, get tired of it, and we may have to just stick with TNA as the main spot unless they fall off the map within the next 5 to 10. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say if they don't fix what's going on with the bad booking, and the low ratings, that they're going to eventually die off,
I think, the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see, the network kick off this year. So hopefully in 10 years we still have it around, and hopefully they get a lot of success out of that. Because if they get success out of that, they can go more mainstream. They can have more TV shows.
The problem is they're going to launch that network, and they're going to have classic programming. But eventually they're going to ditch it for reality shows, newer programming, superstars, the pay-per-views. And you're not going to get to see your old WCW, WWF, or all these war matches, You're just not going to get to see them. And then the channel's going to turn to crap, and people are going to stop watching.
Well, hopefully...
Especially if it's a subscription-based channel.
Yeah, so we'll just have to kind of... I think seeing how that network goes will be definitely a big... that'll kind of determine some of that.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question comes from...
I'm Andar8.
All right, fair enough. So the top 5...
It's 4 questions, so we're going to break it down into 4 parts.
All right, so top 5 women wrestlers of all time.
In this order, 5 China, 4 Ivory, 3... dude, I'm just... I had a hard time picking 5, okay?
Ivory, man. I just want to pick one.
5... Okay, 5. 5 Empty, 4 China, 3 Stephanie McMahon, 2 Trish, 1 Lita.
Okay, so I don't know.
No, you didn't even pick one.
I'm going to say...
Well, we know who your number 1 is, so don't even bother.
I'm going to say 5 AJ because I think she's pretty hot. 4 Stacy Keibler.
No, dude.
Stacy Keibler doesn't get much better
legs
than
that go on forever, and the rest of them is terrible.
Number 3, Gail Kim. Number 2, Lita. Number 1, the only one that matters, Layla.
Get out of here with that. That's terrible. How could you put Layla above Lita, dude?
Because, dude, she's the best.
No.
She's the best in the world,
No.
like CM Punk. All right,
That's
so
garbage.
next part of that was top 5 current wrestlers.
Triple H, because he still counts. Number 4, Cody Rhodes. I think he's better than he gets credit for. Number 3, Sheamus. Number 2. Number 2. I guess
Layla?
I would say... Huh?
Layla?
No. Oh, fuck it. Number 1 is CM Punk. Number 2 is I don't know. I'll think of it and get back to you.
Okay, so I would put Layla as number 1. That's what I did in the Gurus, but but since she's injured or whatever she's doing, she's not been on my TV for a while. So
okay. I'll give number 2 The Miz. The Miz.
Okay, so I'll put number 5 as Zack Ryder. Number 4, my only TNA guy, which I don't even really watch that much, but when I do, this is the reason I watch, Mr. Anderson. Number 3, Dolph Ziggler. Number 2, CM Punk. Number 1, Wade Barrett.
Totally forgot about Wade Barrett. Oh well. Not going to redo that list.
Yeah, so, okay, same question. Top 5 wrestlers of all time. Okay, I'll go ahead and list mine.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say in order because I don't really have an order. I would say Scott Hall's probably at number 5. Number 4 is probably Macho Man. 3 is probably Eddie Guerrero. Okay, fine, I'm getting my top 5. Number 2 is Sting. And number 1, Bret Hart.
Okay. Since I didn't start till the Attitude Era, and I really don't care. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, so I'll have to give number 1 to Chris Benoit because I said he was my favorite wrestler earlier. So shut up. Number 2, Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm going down to event, lapping over myself and saying they're all number 1. Number 3, I guess Triple H. Number 4, Undertaker. And number 5, I think I'll say Mick Foley, Mankind.
Okay. All right. So what about Dude Love?
I didn't know what. I didn't see much of Dude Love.
Before your time.
Huh?
Before your time.
Yeah.
All right. So top 5 tag teams of all time.
Oh God. I hate tag teams, so
What?
I hate tag
Yeah, I
teams.
know.
In no particular order, they're all ranked number 5 to me. The Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, the Brothers of Destruction, and you know what? That's it. There is no 5. There's only 4.
I would probably say number 5. I'd probably put Brothers of Destruction number 5, number 4 Hart Dynasty, number 3 The Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, number 2. I think they were the best. You know, that's when they were the best. Is just as a tag team. Number 2 Legion of Doom, and number 1. You know, part of me hates to say this, but I think number 1 is probably Sting and Lex Luger because that's just like my childhood.
Ugh.
My childhood.
Ugh.
I would say.
WCW sucks. Would you like to say that?
No. You know, they probably weren't the best, but man, whenever I saw like Lex Luger get his face paint on, like, it was like my number one mark-out moment of my life or something, probably.
Yeah, let's move on.
So the next question comes from Shiva Music 97. Hey guys, got a couple questions for you. So, what new stars do you think will make the main event picture in 2012 in WWE?
Like already on the roster, new stars?
Yeah, of course.
Definitely Sheamus.
I think he's already in the main event. I would say he's already in the main event.
He's not vying for any titles. And
Yeah, but he's already been a two-time, three-time champion.
2-time?
3-time, I think.
3-time.
I think it's 3-time.
Miz will eventually get in there.
He's already in the main event. I consider.
All right, you go right on ahead and answer this question then, because I've got no answer for you then.
Well, I'm gonna say, we've already seen Daniel Bryan. We've seen Mark Henry. So I'm not going to really include either of those guys. Alberto Del Rio has already been in the main event.
Okay, are you going to answer the question or just name off people that are already in the main event?
Listen, so I'm going to put Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett, and Mason Ryan. Because I think.
Well, I don't know. I think Dolph Ziggler's already in the main event picture because he had a title match.
He has
Turnabout's fair play.
He has won the title. I guess. Hey, if Dolph Ziggler.
He won the title for like less long.
Like an hour. Yeah.
Shit, almost shorter than the Big Show, dude.
Well, 43 seconds compared to an hour. That's a little different. But
Dolph Ziggler still sucks.
I think with Mason Ryan is kind of my wild card there because, I think he's.
I'm not even sure who that is.
Mason Ryan.
Yeah, saying his name a second time really helps the memory.
Batista lookalike?
Nope, haven't seen him.
Okay, well, I think he'll probably get, if he doesn't, I think he needs kind of a quick rush, like kind of how they gave those big monster faces, like Batista and Brock Lesnar. So, I think that, he's kind of, I think all 4 of those guys have a good shot of getting another, really big actual push for the main event, kind of like Daniel Bryan is getting now. So it's, yeah.
We moved on to the second question yet?
Yeah. So, who are your guys' favorites and least favorite from each era?
I'm only going to do the Attitude Era because I don't know any other eras or really care. My favorite was definitely, Stone Cold. They gave him the most free reign to do what he wants with the vehicles and the creative storylines, I think the worst, who I hated the most, I hated Booker T a lot. I absolutely hate Booker T. When he comes out, it's going to be a boring match.
Yeah.
It makes me want to just get ill.
Okay, well, I would say Golden Era. Like, for some reason, like I really dislike Brutus the Beefcake Barber. Like, there's a lot of people I dislike.
That name just sounds stupid.
Some of the people in the Golden Era are just like so ridiculous. Like you hate them. Maybe Sid Vicious. Like he was just such an idiot. And so,
are you giving for every era?
Yeah, and some of my favorites, Macho Man.
I'm gonna scoot back if you're gonna take a while here.
Jake the Snake was one of my favorites. I would say from like the Attitude Era, Val Venus and Gangrel. Like I hated those guys. I can't stand them. Something about them. Like every time I saw it.
Gangrel renamed Viscera for the Mystery of Darkness.
No, isn't it Viscera that fat guy?
Yeah.
No, Gangrel like a vampire.
Oh, no. I'm trying to remember what his name is now.
In the Attitude Era, I'd probably say, Oh, I didn't mention Bret Hart. He's one of my favorites.
You only mentioned people you hated from that era.
Yeah, so probably,
Nobody you liked.
The Rock, obviously, Stone Cold. They're the most memorable now. I really like Chris Jericho back then, Eddie Guerrero when he came back, and Chris Benoit when he came back. I would say now, this PG era, universe era, whatever you want to call it. Some hated now. I'd say like Alberto Del Rio is one of my.
Whoa, he's so awful.
Yeah, I really dislike him now. I liked him when he was like mid card. One of my favorites, CM Punk, Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett. So, last and final question. No, actually,
we got two more.
Oh, easy. So, okay, it comes from Bonita Mia Vlogs.
This one was asked like a long time ago, actually.
Yeah, but she's a fellow YouTuber also. She has a lot more subscribers than us, but we're going to give her a plug. So, has Mick Foley been used correctly since his return?
No.
I would have seconded that with a nope.
Nope, absolutely not. Seeing him dressed as Santa made me want to vomit, and then watching the entire SmackDown Christmas special made me want to vomit twice.
I did vomit. Maybe that was acid reflux or something. I vomited though. So I'll definitely no.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so last and final question is, what is this name? You read the name. I'm not doing that.
1, 2, onomatopoeial. Random letters and numbers. Go to our channel. It's the first comment if you're really interested. But this guy doesn't post wrestling videos, so.
Yeah. So, who do you think will possibly make a big return? Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, or Batista?
Since Brock Lesnar retired from MMA due to an injury, I'm hearing, and Goldberg just seems, like he has no interest in getting in, I'm going to say Batista has the best chance, albeit very small. Of the three, none of them really have a good chance. Yeah,
so all three of those guys are kind of just monster heels or faces or whatever. So
you're supposed to be my friend.
That's the best video ever. I would say best odds are probably Batista. I think he probably will come back. Whereas Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, if they do come back, it'll be like one match against hopefully not each other again. I think another a big monster face that could potentially come back is Bobby Lashley. So that's
Bobby Lashley actually wants to come back. None of the three that have been listed actually show an interest in coming back, aside from Batista very lightly.
Yeah.
If that. But Bobby Lashley, I hear, actually wants to come back.
Yeah. So
and it'd be nice to see him back.
Yeah, and we've heard rumors of Batista coming back, so we'll see about that. So we've been High5 Wrestling, and we've been... this has
done.
Been a 33, 34-minute video.
If you sit through all of it, you deserve a prize, but I'm not giving you one.
Well, I'll think about it. Okay, so we'll high-five you later if you let us, because we just did a 35-minute video. All right. Oh, yeah. Don't forget... Oh!